Hey everyone, and welcome on back to Building with Whip. Today is episode 107. We are back here in our Nordic mountain region, something. I don't really know what we need to call this. What's a good name for these mountains? I don't know. Anybody have any ideas? Or better yet, what's a good name for the waterfall right here? The waterfall needs a good old name. But yeah, last episode we came through here and added in all of these trees that we're looking at right now. All these guys were added last episode. It was super fun. This pathway feels much more finished up besides the massive shulker boxes up here. And beyond that, we went ahead and also added in this whole cliff face right here from basically like right there to those leaf blocks right up there. We added all of this stuff in, which is really cool. I love the look of this right now. It's looking awesome from up above as well. But down here, I think it looks really great. Being able to walk through this whole area. There's so much immersion right through here as we're going to run through this area right here real quick again. But what we're going to be working on today is we're actually going to be working on a small project right here. We're going to be filling in that rock right over there. That's supposed to be kind of like a bulged out area. Beyond that, we are we need some cobblestone and things. So let's go back over here for the third time. We're going to be going ahead and doing a little bit of prep work for 1.13 today. So as you guys know, a few episodes ago, I had the commenter question of the day kind of talking about what we want to be doing with the Guardian farm and using a lot of that dark prismarine and things like that for roofs. Somebody told me that the farm's no longer gonna work, and that's a problem. So what I want to do is, because I spent so many hours there just placing sand, doing all that stuff, I don't want to lose that. I'm okay with losing the farm itself, but for the amount of hours that we spent actually building that stuff up, I'd be a little frustrated if we just lost it flat out. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to go ahead and head over there after we build up this rock here, and we're going to work on building a massive chest storage room, and then I'm going to do like a crazy big AFK session and just try and get as much of the stuff as I possibly can ready to go so we can actually have something kind of like ready for when 1.13 gets here, so we can have some more things to work with. So what we want to do here is go ahead and basically just start bringing this rock up and trying to make it a little bit taller than it is now. We don't want it to be something that people can easily scale from down below, because this is going to play directly into our wall. So our wall is basically going to come from there, going straight into this rock, and then there's going to be another wooden section of the wall on this back side over here, kind of up in this area. That's basically going to go from the edge of this rock thing over into where the mountain is going to get pretty steep. So that's kind of the general goal with this thing right here. So what I was thinking we could go ahead and just kind of do is bring a lot of this stuff up like this. I know we're kind of just messing with it generally here, but I don't want it to be quite as high as that wall over there. So I was thinking right here is probably a good general height. So we can go ahead and bring in a little bit of dirt and probably bring something like this going across here. I was thinking we have a little bit of dirt right there. Then over on this side, we actually go ahead and kind of raise it up a little bit more and create like kind of like a rounded area, which we could put like a fire outpost or something on at the top. I think that could be a cool way of doing it. And we can bring this kind of out over to the edge here, and that should be pretty cool. See, that's 4. Let's go with 5 right there. Then we can go ahead and bring you out like this, like 3, and then bring this guy around. And I don't really know how this is going to work in the end, but it should be fine, because I don't want to use that overhanging cliff method that we've been using beforehand. So I think we're going to be able to do a lot of cool stuff in this area just in general here, and move more into how our mountains are going to be developed instead of how the kind of cliff faces are developed where they overhang at the top. I want a lot of this stuff to kind of be like the dirt's really kind of just like sitting back here doing its own thing like this. And I want to start using multiple layers of dirt. So the top one will turn into grass, and the bottom one will still be that kind of dirty dirt color. So we can go ahead and even like in here, right like that, just do something right there. Let me go ahead and mess with this and get a little bit more done so I can show you guys the general idea of what we're going to be going with here. Because I think it'll be kind of boring to watch just placing all the dirt here. So let me go and get this stuff done, guys, and I'll be back with you. All right, guys, welcome back. So I was meaning to bring you guys in partway through on this, but I kind of wanted to finish it up. But that's totally okay, because we got a lot of little projects that we're going to be working on today. So you can see it's kind of looking a lot more steep and slopey than anything we've had already. We got our grass grown in. I want to add a bunch of little dirt patches kind of like that right in there, just to help break it up a lot as we can transition. This thing is a lot more steep than anything else is going to be. Like I'm thinking in this area right here, we're going to kind of have some bouldery parts that aren't nearly as big as this guy, but I'll start kind of bringing that height in, and then it'll slope upwards going up into the mountains, which I think will be pretty cool. So as you can see on this side, there's not very many places where you can really get up into the top of this guy. I guess technically you can go like right there. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll get rid of that entrance. There's none on this side. You can go ahead here and do a parkour jump and make it onto that, but I can't parkour at all, so we can't make it, so it's fine. Over here, this would be behind the wall, so it's okay. I don't really mind people being able to kind of come up into this area. Let's go ahead and bring that down, actually. I want to go ahead and just get a little bit more height variation and depth. Maybe we just do that one. But yeah, this was looking pretty cool so far. On the inside, I wanted to have a pathway kind of chiseled into it, so I made this look a lot sharper and steeper. And right here, we have this weird little pathway that kind of leads all the way up to the top. And I think it does a good job of kind of rounding out the area and really helping us, because then we can have like a little outpost or something like this up on top of this guy once we start building up the city. People back in here can use to get on top of this to kind of help defend the area. It has a pretty great vantage point for stuff coming from that road. And I don't think anybody would ever be able to use the river here or the lake here to attack from, seeing as it's just a body of water that's going to go over a waterfall there, and that's going downstream down to yet another waterfall. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything we got going on here. The next thing I want to do today is we're going to head on over to the Ocean Monument, and we're going to work on expanding out that chest room. So I mentioned that earlier. I want to get that done today. We got quite a few chests on us, and I want to go ahead and probably quadruple the size of the storage there. Take everything else we have currently out of the storage and put that all into... Wait, no, we're not going to do that, because we need the prismarine shards and crystals and things in there so that we can actually go ahead and get everything ready to go and all that cool stuff, because we need to be able to use those things to craft things. So if we craft them all into blocks now, we won't be able to craft them into other things later, which would kind of suck. So we're going to go ahead and just expand the chest room there, do a bunch of hopper clocks and things like that. I know, redstone, right? It's going to be scary. It's going to be very, very scary, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. But we're going to try and go over there. So let me go ahead and get a bunch of chests and hoppers and things together, because it's going to take me a little while, and I'll meet you guys at our Ocean Monument farm. All right, guys, welcome to the Ocean Monument. Not welcome back. We haven't been here for quite a while. Actually, we were here a few episodes, I think, getting some prismarine. That's why it sparked the idea for this episode, because somebody told me that we need to basically... We're going to lose this farm, so we better get our use out of it now. Hi, Mr. Guardian. So we're going to go down here. It's going to be a little laggy for a bit, so I think we're going to do mostly short jump clips here and there, just to make sure we get all this stuff working up and ready to go. So I went ahead and got a redstone box here ready to go, which has a lot of stuff in it we'll need. We got a stack of chests, a stack of trap chests, and a stack plus of hoppers. So this guy right here, we forgot item frames, but this guy back here basically relies on a system that we're going to have to somehow figure out how we want to swap it up. So up here, we're going to be able to jump up into this top guy. We're going to have to extend out a few more things. Let's go ahead and go up through here. This should be fine. And, oh, hello, gravel. Yeah, maybe in a second. Okay, so right through here, you'll be able to see a little water stream with all the items going through. Let me go ahead and get some light in here so you guys can at least have something better to be seeing. You can see everything going through right there. We got some soul sand on top, which I realized I forgot as well. But what we need to do is we need to go ahead and extend this guy out this way by quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this door, but we need to go ahead and extend this guy out this way, going quite a ways. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go ahead and need to count out how many chests we're going to be able to add in here. I think this for now is probably going to be a good distance to go, but we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10 chests per row, and we got 64 chests, or we got 128 chests, which means that we can go 12 blocks. Yeah, so there's 10 per row, which means we can go 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we're going to go to here, basically. We're going to go and clear out all of this stuff, and it should be looking pretty cool. We can use our sea lanterns and everything to decorate this area out down here. But I need to go ahead and do a little bit of work clearing out all this guy, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do to make sure all of that stuff keeps flowing. And we got to fix up the water at the top and all that stuff. It's going to be a little bit bigger of a project than I thought it'd be, because for some reason I thought I was using hoppers at the top, not water lines. So we'll see how this all goes. Let me go ahead and clear out this space so we can get something to work with, guys, and I'll be back with you. All right, guys, welcome back to the leg fest. So this whole area over here is cleared out. This is how far we're going to be extending the storage system, which is a little more than we had originally. I like it. I think it'll be good. So what we're going to do now is I want to go ahead to the back part right here and show you guys just kind of how the redstone stuff works. So basically you have a comparator on top of that guy, facing out of the block. So I think we gotta go ahead and, if I remember correctly, they gotta be placed like this. Yeah. So you gotta place them facing that way. And then pretty much that sends a signal out if there's ever an item in this filter. And it looks for, basically, it tries to turn this torch off. Basically, we look for anything that's going to be, yeah, you can see that already filled up there. It has to have at least 41 there and then 4 filters. Whatever you want it to be. I just renamed Rotten Flesh so nothing would stack with it. So we got a lot more of these guys in here. And we just need to work on extending this all the way down here. So what I wanted to do to start was we're going to actually go ahead and let these back 2 right here be without them. Just so we can have some overflow storage for whatever makes it through. That way we don't get laggy items and there can still be a little bit of fish and things like that that come through. Because I don't actually, no. We're not even going to have any room for fish. We're going to have, at the end of this guy, we'll probably have like a little lava thing. For all the overflow items, we'll just go straight into lava or something like that. So what we're going to do here, just to make this super simple, is we're going to go ahead and bring in repeaters all the way along here, all the way down to the end, because that's where they need to go. After that, though, we basically just turn this into a little bit of a T structure. So what we're going to do right here is go ahead and bring these guys all the way down to the end. And we need to go ahead and get, you can kind of jump here and time it correctly to get a comparator to place down. We do not want that turned on. So you can kind of do this, and let's see. Can we get that guy? Come on. Nope. We can place it. Okay, so if we're standing on the comparator, we can place it right like that. Cool. As you guys know, I am a professional redstoner. You know, that's what this channel is all about. All of the redstone magic going on everywhere. But this is actually one of the few redstone things I actually understand here, as we are placing blocks like crazy. So we need to go ahead and basically just fill in the rest. I hope I have enough stone brick to fill all this stuff in. Probably with how many we're placing on the top, we're going to have enough. Yep, we are. So the redstone has to come all the way back here for this so that that repeater down at the base can actually catch off of it. So, but what we have a little bit of an issue with right here is all of our hoppers are now locked. So we got to go ahead and do all this stuff here, and it's just going to connect them all up. And then once we get our hoppers in there, it'll be fine. So we're going to get a little bit of overflow storage and things like that going on right now, which is totally okay. Doesn't really matter with where everything's going. But we got all of our, basically, that's the redstone gist of it going in here. So this guy right here, all these are facing forward except the last one is facing over that way to help kind of fill up this row if there's anything missing in that. But what we're going to do on this is, I don't have my hoppers on me, but we need to go ahead and create like a long line of hoppers going across there. What we're going to do first is go ahead and do this. Get a bunch of stone bricks and turn these all into, let's go ahead, for now, we'll just go ahead and do 40. 40 should be totally fine. So we want to go ahead and bring these basically all the way across here. So let me do this real fast. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so we have those stairs going all the way across here. And now we get to go ahead and bring all this stuff right along here. And we can go ahead and start dividing this stuff up even more. And right there is perfect. So after this, though, we got to get all of our chests in, and then all the hoppers will basically go into the backs of our chests. Hopefully we have enough hoppers. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. But we got a regular chest right here, which we basically just stack all the way up to this high. And let me go ahead and get all these in, because this is just kind of placing chests. I'll be back with you guys in a few, and I'll show you guys how the filter works on one of them. And then from there, I'll go ahead and just fill everything in. We're alternating chests and trap chests here because that's the only way they go together. Once we get to 1.13, we'll actually be able to do it like normal, just with chest and chest. You won't have to deal with trap chests for this, which is kind of nice. So I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. All right, guys, welcome back. So we got our giant chest wall here in place, and it's looking pretty good. I do like it. I am having one little issue right here. Not that the hopper's missing. That was me correcting an issue already. But this guy right here, for some reason, does not want to compare. For some reason, a lot of these are bugging out and not wanting to go do anything. So if we take all these things out, you can see that we'll throw the filter in here, and for some reason they're bugging out. I don't really know what it is, and it's really bothering me because these guys over here were all totally working fine, and then when I added everything on, they're all kind of messing up. So I feel like I need to go ahead and almost just like reset everything by destroying all these guys, getting all the filters in place, and then placing in this redstone line back here again, and that might solve it. But I think that actually all that's doing is letting anything through, because it's like reading off the top, but it's not turning on the torch down below to allow things through, or to stop allowing things through. So maybe not. But like this one here is working fine, but it's also overflowing, so that's probably why. This guy is not working fine. As you can see, it's supposed to be like this right there, and then you're supposed to be like there. And you'll see it's supposed to stop at 41 here, but for some reason it's not doing that. Now I'm not really sure on this. Let's see, does it stop here? Nope, it's not. See, it's still going. That's weird. Okay, but like if we go down here and make these guys, like this one. Let's go, actually I've been working down from this direction here. So we can go ahead and do this, and we place our prismarine shards in here, and we do a line like that. And we go ahead and do the prismarine shards and a line of the filters. And we keep going down this way. You'll see that these are working on this end, which see, it stays at 41, stays at 41, stays at 41. I'm not really sure what's going on with this right now. You can see that one stays right there. I've tried checking the redstone a few times, and as far as I know for the redstone, it literally copies them going across. So if you guys have any ideas on what the issue could be, that would be very helpful to know. So we got this awesome big old storage system down here, which is looking pretty crazy. It's very massive. I think this is probably the largest storage system I've made in a long time. And it's gonna come all the way down here, and we're gonna have two more things for the crystals down on this end, and that'll be totally fine. What we gotta do now though, is we gotta figure out how to get our water streams going all the way down here. And I probably should have cleared these blocks out before this part, because now they're gonna fill up everything. Let me go ahead and get these water lines in though, guys, and I'll be back with you, because this is not going to be a very interesting part. All right, everyone, welcome back. So I ended up finishing up this whole thing, and I was talking about that bug earlier where the redstone wasn't working. It was because somehow a tick got logged in the redstone and wasn't turning this stuff off, and it was keeping the intensity, I guess, or because redstone can go over like 15 blocks from a power source, and then it like slowly dies out. So whatever that actual term is, but that ended up getting locked with a full power one, and so it lit up everything along this line. But we're all back working here. I ended up putting a hopper line in and getting rid of the soul sand in general that we had here, because I was slowing down the items, but it was still making them like not move up, because the soul sand makes items sit slightly lower than another thing. So when I tried adding the hoppers after, they couldn't flow across. But now they're flowing across great, and they go right down here into that little dropper right there, which actually is another item elevator built into the wall, and it drops down into some lava. We should probably be able to see it right there. Yeah, so all of the extra fish and things are basically just dropping right down into there, so we don't have to deal with them, and it's pretty great. But yeah, beyond that, I went back to Papyrus and picked up a bunch of ink sacks from our squid farm over there, and crafted up a bunch of stacks of dark prismarine just so we can have some ready to go right now. And I actually did an AFK session overnight, and so before it was filled up to this guy. All of these are now full, all of those are full, and I think we're working on this one right here. It's taken a little bit longer because we're not, all that fish that you see going up our little item elevator thing right here, all of that stuff actually just goes straight into the lava, because we're only saving prismarine shards and then crystals, and then we have two more slots for crystals down here on the end. So we're getting a few more of those guys down here. It looks like that one's actually starting to fill up now, which is cool. So we have 20 chests, 20 double chests dedicated to prismarine crystals. And then we have, I have no freaking idea. Let's see, I added 14 on, so I added 12 and then 2 more back over here. And then these 2 were converted. So we got 16 times 5. 16 times 5, whatever that is. Math is hard. But yeah, that's how much we got. We got a bunch of them falling down over here. I'm probably going to AFK here for a little bit longer, guys. And then I'm going to run back over and get a little bit more work done on what we were working on earlier today back over at the village. And I'll meet you guys over there. All right, guys, welcome back to the big old custom biome thingamabop. We built this rock up today, and then we went over to the ocean monument, and we were just over there fixing up the redstone going on at the farm there. Expanding our item storage system to a whopping 64 double chests more than what we had before, which was freaking awesome. And here, I went ahead and started outlining where the mountains are gonna go. This probably looks like it doesn't make any sense at all, but this is gonna be something we're gonna be working on over the next few episodes, which I think will be really, really fun to do. And it's gonna really kind of help shape this area out and really bring it into, as we're running into the land right there, it's going to bring a lot of life into this area. I think it's going to be really cool with what we're going to be able to do here, and I'm really, really looking forward to what we can come up with. As you can see, this kind of area is going to be smoother, sloping out, and then right in here, it's going to be very, very steep, and I want to make it a lot of different elevation change rates, I guess you would call them. So a lot of different elevations. Slopes. There we go. A lot of different slopes. That's the word I was looking for. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff like that, trying to make it look like the dirt's trying to work its way up. And then also doing a lot of like erosion channels where like the snow and the water and everything would be melting off and falling down. into the little lake here or whatever we're going to use it for. But yeah, I think it's looking really awesome. Anyways, in my hand here, I have our commenter question of the day. So let's go ahead and get on with that guy. This one is from Corey Holmes Sanderson. Also, we're paused in the air right now. But I love how the foliage hides the bridge and the lake because it means you get gradual reveals, wow, I can't talk, of the upcoming builds and terrain, which we all know is something you love. Man, I really cannot talk today. But yeah, he was talking about over in the forest there that we did, and everything is kind of that you walk through this area and things get revealed as you go. So this way we're still kind of working on the reveal points here and kind of what they're going to be looking out into. This is going to be a forest, so we don't really want to reveal a lot through there besides being able to see the forest. But what he was talking about is this point right here, because we have that tree right there blocking in the center, and those trees right there are actually blocking the bridge completely. If you stand over here, you can see the bridge. But right here, you can't see any part of the bridge at all. And if you're coming right down the middle of the path, you only see the bridge like right when you're getting to it, which I think is super cool. And this tree here is blocking the lake, and especially it's going to be blocking these big mountains right here behind it, which I think is going to be an awesome reveal point. And then it's also blocking that tower a little bit. So you get here, so you're kind of like, oh, there's the tower. Let's go over this way a little bit and be like, whoa. Or you're kind of walking this way, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Here's a bridge. Let's go across the bridge. You look out here, and it's like, whoa. And then it's still kind of blocking the top of it. And then you come out on this side, and it's like, oh, there's all that. And it's going to be going all the way along here and hopefully looking really freaking cool. But I love working on those things. I think it's a great way of adding a lot of interest and depth and just a lot of life to your builds is using reveal points, because then it forces people to explore. They can't just look from one area and see everything. Anyways, those guys, this video is getting pretty long now, so I'm going to call it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you loved it. Something a little bit different with the redstone side of things today. But I will catch you guys on the flip side.